we were sort of very quickly told, you know, if you want to read the comics, go for it, but don't be beholden to them. Don't have that as gospel, and don't just think that that's what we're going to take it all from.
I give you the Umbrella Academy.
So obviously, you know, this is your baby, came from your comic books. So it's always a collaboration of trying to find the space that works for both of you. And in making the TV show, was there anything, Gerard, that you or Gabriel said, if you can try to keep this in any kind of way, or was it not that kind of conversation?
I think the most important thing was that they kept the family dynamic, and they kept the fact that these characters were flawed and fractured and things of that nature. But I've always been able to separate the comic from TV or film or anything else, and because the comic will always be the comic and nothing will change that. So I was really welcoming to Steve's ideas and vision for how he wanted to, you know, take the show to the next point.
The three of you have a lot of issues, and so how much were you given so that you could build that into your performances?
We got nothing. No, we got episode, like halfway through filming an episode, we'd usually get the script for the next one. Yeah, it was all happening kind of at the same time. They hadn't even written episode 10 when we were shooting episode 5. So I think, and they also didn't know.
Because I think there was I remember us all sitting down with Steve Blackman, the showrunner, and he was sort of, he gave us the best he could give in terms of like where each of our arcs are going. But also I liked what Steve held back a lot as well, so we didn't second guess how to play certain things. He didn't let us in on all the little secrets that he's going to give us, so that when there's something that happens, we just, you know, we're not preempting it.
We didn't even get the final scene until like a week before we shot it.
They held back on it because they didn't want us to preempt
the last episode 10 came with without the last page.
So I have a question about Pogo, because that's a huge thing to do in film, but in a TV series, you know, that's brutal. To turn around a fully integrated character like that. Tell me about what your thoughts are when you saw it, and then also what it took for you to bring him to life.
Sure.
When I first saw it, I was completely blown away, and when Steve told me that he had talked Weta into doing it, I was very confident that it was going to look really good. You know.
I mean, initially they wanted us to do an actor and supplement with VFX. I said no, we'll never do it justice. So I reached out to Netflix, who had not then done TV, and I just said, you do apes and chimpanzees so well, we need one good chimpanzee. They said, okay, we'll do it for you, but they really did an amazing job. It's fully CG. We have an actor who's just there for sight lines, but is just completely removed. We have the voice of Adam Godley, who does it beautifully.
How much of the comic books did you guys feel that you were beholden to read so that you could get a little bit of backstory, or did you feel like, you know what, let's just go with Steve's strips, and if there was any input, you know, or notes, we'll go from there? But what was your delineation in terms of character building?
Well, initially, I read the comic. Well, I definitely read the first one before I'd secured the job, because I wanted to know, before I started talking to Steve about it, I wanted to know what what the source material was and what we were going to talk about. So there was that element, and we were sort of very quickly told, you know, if you want to read the comics, go for it, but don't be beholden to them. Don't have that as gospel, and don't just think that that's what we're going to take it all from, because it is very much the comic, and it's a big nod to the comic, and it's also this really like broadened out world, and the characters as well, you know, they're stretched out massively. So yeah, it's a great piece of source material. Like, we love it. We all have a lot of love for the comic, but also the world that Steve has created on top of that is great.